It is me, What If Studier, and I am here with What If Deku was the Doomslayer, Part 1. I just hit my elbow. Ow. That was the funny bone. A lot of energy at the start there. But I'm actually really excited for this one. Gore kills, and I get to have a female as an enemy. Let's get straight into it. Alright. So, Doomslayer. He wakes up straight from his sarcophagus, immediately ripping off his test tube tank. Vile shit. He rips through all of the droids that were holding him down and telling him that he needs to rest. He instantly punches all of them away, ripping off their heads, not giving a fucking damn who they are. As some of the scientists come in saying, "He's back? What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. If I knew what he was doing, I would be stopping him." As he starts ripping through the wall, punching it, and punching it, and punching straight through. Smashing to the other side. He starts, he uses the other guy's door, as the guy looks just in bewilderment as this just gigantic hunk of meat just fucking bashed through his wall, and then went to his door and just walked out. As he walks over, he sees his armor, reaching out to try to take it. All the rest of the scientists call back to are calling to something. As he looks back to see them, he hesitates. Suddenly, the wall is just ripped off, floated away, and as he sees a gigantic helicopter, a lady hanging from the side of it saying, "Doomslayer, you will never get your precious artifacts back." Ta-ta! As she hops back into her thing. He remembers Olivia. He remembers into his brain. Samuel Harris contacts into his brain, saying, "That is, freaking her." Whatever the fuck. You know, Doomslayer, of course, like, tries to rip off the comms from his ears. He's like, "Wait, I think I can help you. She seems to work for a certain operation of heroes that these people seem to worship almost." He grabs one of the pistols that one of the guards was carrying, breaking his hand. No, he doesn't break his arm. I'm just kidding. Nah, he just takes the pistol out of the guy's hand and jumps out of the window, almost breaking his legs, but he doesn't care. Wiping that off, he jumps towards where the helicopter was going. Samuel Harris is like directing him where to go. As he walks throughout the city, you know, people are constantly giving him stares. He immediately just ignores all of them as he's running through the city, half naked, buff as shit, looking like a freaking super roided out stripper, just lost bodybuilder, just freaking running throughout the city. Of course he still has his test tube mask on that like links up to his ears and mouth. So, you know, he's kind of looking for a replacement for that. As he finds a mask, a Halloween mask, one of a scarecrow. But it will have to do for now. As he puts that on, he finally loads up ready to go as Samuel Harris comes over the comm saying, "Did you really need that?" Fine. Take a left. As he runs straight towards it, dawn breaks as he finds all of these kids in line for something huge, an event almost. Huge lights sparkling above. This will be a roadblock. Don't hurt any of them. We believe that she's in there, waiting. As he walks straight up to it, he goes into the podium. As the arena becomes silent, he looks around, wondering what the fuck is happening. Alright, let's get this started. President Mike comes over the mics with, saying, "You'll have to be fighting robots this time, alright? Now go! There are no countdowns in a real battle." Deku's immediately, just as all the students start to run, the daylight kind of blinds him a little bit, but then he just starts rampaging throughout, murdering all of the robots. He comes up against a 2-pointer, bashing its face in, ripping out its robot organs, shredding up his arm, but he doesn't care. Taking up one of the shrapnel, he throws it as hard as he can, slicing through 2 of them, slicing off their heads. He continues this rampage throughout, shocking everybody. He's gaining metal bits from each one of them, adding to his armor collection, as he's kind of admiring each one of them, making them into his own armor, bashing them together. He's kind of intelligent. One of them says, "Yeah, well, he's a false idol. Why do you gotta be so negative, Olivia? I don't see why we can't give him a chance. He'll kill all of them. Every last one." Fine. We'll just not accept him, it's fine. He is murdering them, however, so we control half the board by this point, so we should be able to get rid of him by now. Good. I'll have him out by evening. Good. Finally, I can be rid of that imbecile. As he just keeps on just denting in the freaking 0-pointer's face in, as it grabs him and throws him to the ground, knocking him almost unconscious. As he gets back up, bloodied face, being smacked against the wall, one of the buildings so hard that he's almost concussed. Shaking it off, however, he sees Kirishima in the distance fighting, as he hardens his skin enough to block one of the missiles. He looks over. As he runs over, grabbing Kirishima. Kirishima would be like, "Yo, what's up? What the fuck?" Deku whistles. I can't even whistle. Fucking, what am I doing? 0-pointer looks straight over to him, luring its huge, gigantic arm straight out at him, trying to grab him. As Deku riles back and chucks freaking Hail Marys that bitch, Kirishima, and makes a huge hole through the 0-pointer's head. Kirishima lands on the ground behind it. Of course, very, very confused what just happened, and understandably very hurt. Deku looks down to see Uraraka, and just kind of, walks away, like a badass. Taking out his pistol, he ends off some of the rest of the robots, as he had figured out their technology by now quite elementary, as he just basically shoots out their hearts. And that'll end it for the Forts Festival. Thank you, everybody, so much. Oh my god. As he sees like the pure carnage and ripped out like innards of all of the robots. President Mike is actually stunned for the first time in his career. So yeah, it continues on. Deku is like, Samuel's like, "Just wait." You'll get the letter someday. As he gets the letter, congratulations, what was it? Slayer. Is that really his name? Yeah, that's really his name. Anyways, Slayer, you have been accepted into UA. Samuel says, good job. Now, make your way. You'll begin in a week. A week! It's fine. Do not worry. In a week, we'll go past like nothing. But this week of waiting makes Deku so anxious and like wanting the bloodlust sheerly in his veins. He secretly converts as covertly as the Doomslayer can be. Goes to UA before it begins. Going onto campus and dodging past, just straight up knocking out the guards instantly, just kind of like walking past them. Just the sheer manliness coming off of him is enough to freaking knock out guards. He goes throughout the building finding nothing, and angering him even more. He starts to get rowdier and rowdier until Hayden says that he is sensing something down below. You might want to check that out before you destroy the whole entire place yourself. Checking down below, he finds a green illuminating light down a hallway. As he goes down to check it, he finds a gigantic portal, a hell portal. I know what you're thinking, but... You didn't think I was gonna let you just destroy it now, did you? As he was stabbed through the back by the girl, he bashes her back with an elbow, brutally injuring her. As she hits a button on a controller in her right hand, a Kaka demon to be exact, comes out of a wall as Deku swiftly shoves his hand down its throat, grabbing its stomach, ripping it from the inside out, and then throwing it at her, bashing her into the wall, injuring her more, but throwing her far away from him. Next, the cyber demon coming out of the ground, grabbing Deku by the throat and bashing him down. As Deku grabs onto the Kako demon, he twists its arm around as fast as he can. His blood rage keeps on getting higher and higher. He breaks the Kako demon's arm next, ripping it off himself and then using it to bash in the Kako demon's head. By this time it had taken 5 minutes. All bloodied and all of his armor basically gone. He looks around seeing nothing but guards. He sees his armor in front of him. He makes a mad dash for it, but he's too late. He's detained and shamed. As he's held publicly as a murderer and he's shamed as a murderer and a thief. He doesn't look like one to me. Yeah, well, you never know. These guys just go for multi-kills once they get there. Deku now hauled in his cell. Olivia comes up snarkily, saying, "She'll never get out of here. This cell was titanium alloyed, thin-lined, and protected by my own demon army. Your Earth will be mine in almost a year. You can count on that." Deku's rage becomes enough that it's boiling. Everything inside of him tells him, tear, rip, tear, Cyber demons, please. As the cyber demons come up from the ground, 2 of them exactly, Deku melts the bars with just sheer power, uncontained by anything in this world. No one can even fathom the amount of rage he felt. Everybody he knew, everything that he knew had just been sacrificed just for her petty greed. As he forces open the gates, both the Kako demons shoving their knives straight into gigantic saber swords into his stomach. But before they could even do that, he had taken both with his hands, shattering them in his hands, and then taking one of their arms, making them shoot the other in the face, allowing him the time to break the other one's arm off. Using its arm as a gun now, he rips out the organism's flesh in it, shoving his own arm into it, allowing for his left arm to become an arm gun. He breaks the sound barrier with each shot, blasting off one of the cyber demon's heads. The other one releases a shield, which he is swift to kick it, sweep out its legs, breaking one of its legs, but the other came down with a mighty strike from a hammer, breaking off Deku's arm, breaking Deku's left arm, but then Deku taking the hammer, shoving the pummel end of it back into the cyber demon's chest, killing it, blood splattering everywhere onto his bare skin, almost making his skin tone redder by the moment, as he looks up from the bloodied corpses that he had just desecrated. His rage had settled just a bit for the moment, but it started to increase again as he remembered the tragedies that befell him. Never again. Can you hear me, Doomslayer? As he picks up one of the earpieces, he shoves it back into his ear forcefully. He doesn't care by this point. There was even some blood in there in the first place. No idea how it got there, but it was. Finally. Are you okay, Doomslayer? I understand that you're mad, but we have to do this calmly. Apparently you can't do that. As Deku starts firing a gigantic blast, ripping holes through the whole entire holding cells, killing most of the villains that were held in there with him, and all the rest of the demons being released around him. He singularly bashed each one of their heads in with his gun weapon now. Taking the guards' weapons, he gets out his signature shotgun. Oh no, not a signature, just the combat shotgun. As he loads it back up, he takes out the rest of the demons that he had just let out. Their heads exploded like gun drops. Like paintballs being shot by a 9mm. Wonderful. Now if you could please make your way out of there, and now take care of the wretch who actually betrayed you, and not these weaklings who followed in her footsteps. As he walks out of the gate, the gates were still closed as he just rips them off of their hinges, molding it into behind him, molding it into a shield, a sort of small one, but he crumbled it into it in his own hands to what he liked, a sort of gladiator shield. Very small, but would allow him to stop huge damage from being dealt to him. He continues on his way back to the UA, looking around. It's now the morning, as Aizawa wakes up, seeing Doomslayer covered in blood, just sitting there, staring. As the rest of the teammates, all the rest of the frickin' classmates are just kind of staring and just kind of talking until I was like, oh, Doomslayer, you're here. I didn't expect that. Weren't you courtly detained? No time to question that. I didn't realize you spoke. Huh. Samuel Hayden is, of course, talking through a speaker made for his helmet. Now, this speaker is kind of fueled to make him sound like it, but he's going to need extra batteries and stuff. The rest of the students kind of get down as they're just kind of like feel kind of weird being around this villain, as they all look at him like a murderer, which he kind of is, as he has literal blood on him right now. Well, they don't know what it's from, but you know, whatever. Pig killing factory. Don't question it, kid. As Kachan's like, are you even legally supposed to be here? What are you, like 20? 15, actually. Technically, my age technically is 15. We're lying, of course, Doomslayer. Doomslayer's like, do not worry, Doomslayer. She will come to us. We do not have to hunt her down this way. And that's where I'll end it off. Thank you so much for watching this one. I really do love this one because I can just let loose with all my gory addictions. Oh my god. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, my TV heads.